Hey, hello guys. Welcome to another StarCraft 2 Direct Strike commentary. Today is Wednesday and we're playing Statman. Statman versus Kerrigan, it seems. So it should be a fine matchup. Most of the time Statman is considered favored. Of course it depends a bit of what Kerrigan does and what the other wave does. Let me check the volume. I think it's... maybe the volume is too loud. The music is too loud. Should be better now. Okay, let's go. So, I'm starting versus Kerrigan, though, so I will do a few couple links. It's not the strongest unit in the matchup, but it's always useful. It fits Super Gary later in the game. And it's always nice for tanking. Of course, I do my second Lens Upgrade. Hey, hello Flare. I do my second Lens Upgrade. That's the only reason you do links. We have Kerrigan here. Just checking it's player number 1 because sometimes Kerrigan jumps around, so we never know. We will have the Raynor third position and a Zagara second position. For me, Zagara second position is good because I use similar build versus both Kerrigan and Zagara. So that's nice. It's two matchup in which Super Gary and Lurker shines. Let me check the third matchup will be Dehaka versus Raynor. This Dehaka doesn't know how to play versus Raynor. He should really be careful about his ground first of all. Can I do first of all, and second, put his hero in front. His hero is his tanks. Oh yeah, I should advertise. So the hero Aka should always be in front. Very important. And the other unit are the DPS. So his positioning is bad, and I'm scared about his build because ground. Oh fuck! I don't have a rapid fire. What's happening? Ground Haka versus Raynor is always bad. It's always scary. So I need my W as a rapid fire key. What's the fuck is? I think this might work. I'll test again like this. I'll do a second lurker and then go Super Gary. Sometimes I like to start with Super Gary. Sometimes I like to start with lurkers. Here I think defensively, since I'm expecting my ally to struggle because his build is bad, I will start with lurkers so that it's like more of a solid build, and that will be probably more leak resistant. For now he's doing okay. Let's go. So I hope that my rapid fire works. Yeah, I think it's working. It's perfect. So I need to kill Kerrigan fast. And if I can, I keep my orb for the next wave. This is very useful when you have... Oops. Hey. This is very useful when you have... Okay, now if everything goes according to plan, I should be able to have my Super Gary not the next wave, but the wave afterward. So that's all good. My Dehaka is still doing stupid shit. Mass Murders will kill him. But for me, it's not the weirdest flick. I will ask him. Maybe he can adapt his positioning, because here this positioning is really problematic. Okay, oh, my competition is bad, so I couldn't do Super Gary. Shall do one more lurker. He goes creeper host, so that's good. I like the fact I should actually now build front because we're now trying to stack creepers. So I should change my positioning. I'm on here. Up. Let's go. Up. Now. Ah, fuck. And maybe add a couple. But I really need to back. Oh fuck! I didn't put my orb. It's fine, but it's fine. We'll definitely back up. So I position my army front now. I will have Super Gary, so everything will change. Super Gary is extremely annoying for Kerrigan to deal with. So I'm optimistic for the next fight. Hop. Did he listen? Not at all. Okay, Super Gary now. Okay. Now Super Gary, this will provide me detection. Will it be, will I survive? Will I survive? Ooh, that was close. Okay, now I have 2 orbs I can use. One here. Oh. Ooh, that was close, guys, that was close. I'll go again with... I want to transition air at some point. I will do one last. And maybe add a couple links just to feed Gary. I could also do Banes at this point, but I feel it's not that cost efficient versus Kerrigan. Okay, now we'll transition to air, I guess, because my runner is still fighting ground versus this, so it will be very, very annoying for him to have like an Elix, even though if he start doing anti-air, at this point it's not too dangerous. It's not too dangerous, I would say. Satman versus Kerrigan is always Super Gary Rush for me. Yeah, I think it's fine to do that. I just did that because I was expecting leaks, but Super Gary Rush is it's totally fine in my opinion. So I started with 2 lurkers. Actually, I started with 1, and then I realized that I didn't have the money to go fast Super Gary, and then I did one other, if I remember well. No, he has Viking, so up, and he goes for Ultra. So that's, for me, that's another reason to go for air. And we lost the bunker. I hope I will make it survive versus Raynor, because I don't want Raynor, but Raynor needs a lot of Viking to kill my Super Gary and this. What I'm most scared of is BC, and BC is also very good versus Adihaka in general. Not versus the Creeper Hose, but mostly because he can eat stuff, but I mean this one isn't micro anything, but if he can eat a BC, that's very, very annoying for us. But the more the game is late, the more it doesn't change anything. Here it's a shame that really he hasn't his Aka in front, because that would be a completely different fight. Imagine, because all his units are doing insane DPS. I mean, not insane, but like very, very good DPS. This Kerrigan is actually not doing bad. But I think we can stack and defend. I'll have my second battle car lord. Of course, at the if we reach the end game, my air build might be problematic versus the Rainer, but this Daka is still not doing air, so for me it comforts me in the idea that this is the good strategy. Beam ready. So I'm not sure why he's sharing that information. Maybe so that I don't overkill Kerrigan, I don't know. Oh, fuck. Ah, fuck. Okay, we will stack. I need to also pay attention to Kerrigan's upgrades, because if there is armor... Okay, here the Creeper stack, his Colossi stack, I think we're gonna push now. What do I need? Yeah, so my Battlecar Lords on the ground have 8 damage with this attack, the small wounding attack. So it's very important that my enemy doesn't have too much armor, otherwise it's kind of useless. So I need to, it's like when you have carriers, you always have to check the army upgrade, and here he doesn't have armor. Of course the Ultra are very armored, but it won't be a priority here. So this time I'll try to do better orbs, or at least use orb, at least use orb. So the damage on the lurkers, for me it's the damage on the Ultra is the lurkers who deal with it, and the rest is the Battlecar Lords take care of the rest. And to push into the next wave, the key thing for me will be to save orbs so that I can use them on the Scourges. If I can use the orb on the Scourges, they will survive, and it will get all good. Nice, we did it. Because if I keep my air dominance against Zagara, from the ground I don't fear much from her. Because her Hunter Killers are very bad versus my lurkers and my orbs. And yeah, it's mostly the Scourges that I'm scared of. So I'll try to do it. I'll try to keep, maybe I should spread a bit my lurkers here. I'll try to keep the orb for the next wave if I can. Will I? No. Fuck, dude. I'm too slow. Did I miss micro? Fuck, and I miss micro my fuck, I did shit, okay? I did shit, nobody saw that. So let's spread a bit those. Okay, I don't want them to die. To the up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I can do +1. The attack on the ground, those two are not really useful. This one is not useful because I have very few links and they're not here to do damage, they're just here to tanks. And this one is not useful for the lurker because first of all I don't have a lot of lurkers, and also most of the damage comes from the ability of the lurkers anyway. This is the only real upgrade I want, but right now I want to do another one the next wave. So I'll try again to both not waste, but here it's kind of difficult. No. Fuck! This was a bit better, but I don't know why I'm too slow. Okay. So I won't have the money to do one more. So what do I do? Upgrades? Because I think for lurkers is enough. At the late game, Kerrigan with her Ultra, she wipes. Oh, nice. My ally is doing very well. PP is doing very well. At the end of the day, I don't want to do too many ground versus Kerrigan because her Ultra wipes everything. I think for lurker is usually the sweet spot. It's like not ever committing to ground and actually dealing with I'm forgiven. Nice, that's good news. So let's try to do a bit better. So he's committing to Ultra, which is not that bad because he kind of forces me to run. Okay. And of course the Vikings are annoying for me. And he's going carriers. I think that's a very good decision versus Zagara. Late game carriers is the key. On the ground, the more and this is a general rule versus Zagara. I think almost for every commander late game, you're better off switching off to air because on the ground late game Zagara kills everything. But versus Kerrigan, it's also a bit true, right? Because Ultra are also extremely strong, and on the late game, even though they tend to, to the very late game, they tend to fall off because it's not a range unit. Maybe I can keep my orbs. Maybe I can keep my orb. Nice, that would be very nice. So if I can do that. Here I did it. So you saw I kind of protected. Oh, nice and very nice shadow cannon from my ally here, and we could have handled the air, and this we could have handled the air together with my orbs and his nice shadow cannons. So now I'm poor again. Do I add a locker? What do? I don't know. No, actually I just want battle log now. So yeah, so we could we could do it. I don't know what to say. I forgot what I was about to say, but yeah, this is the really key for us to win. And the fact that my ally went creeper is a very good decision from him. I like it a lot. The fact he doesn't try to fight trainer in the air is really convenient for us because it means that we can both go with a lot of air and just stack those air units. I'll try to. Nice. You see, I prioritize the Gorges, even though I could maybe have shoot a bit more on the Hunter Killers. It's fine. Zagara is now doing a shit ton of NTR. It might be because you didn't place your turrets. Yeah. I would suggest another column of Megalings. Okay. Yeah, why not? Why not? And we did it. Very nice play from my ally here. He did very well versus Zagara, I think. GG. Ultras are rushing straight to your lockers on the side that would be screened by links. Yeah, maybe. GG, well played. Oops, sorry, I forgot to answer. I couldn't verify that theory, but you might be right. Let's go. We're playing with Psycho.
I see your talents have gone beyond the mere physical level. Physical level.
Okay, so we have a Swan here. And Kerrigan. What do we play? Do we play some Protosses? We play some Protoss. I like to have. It's not always good, but I like to have like. Often, I think having like one Protoss, one Terran, one Zerg, as a general rule of thumb, there are tons of exceptions, is a nice combination. Because they tend to have like commander of the same race tend to have similar tools, so it's nice to. Oh shit! No, it's nice. So I'm playing versus Mengsk. Let's go.
Upgrade complete.
We have maybe an Alarak third lane. And maybe a second Mengsk. Maybe a second Mengsk mid. So Mengsk pushing into Mengsk. It's always a good news when you face twice the same commander. It means most of the time, but of course it's not always a rule, because sometimes different commanders have different builds versus different commanders. But most of the time it means that it's a good news for you, because it means that your build is likely to work versus both two lanes. And this is particularly true for Mengsk, who tends to have similar build versus all commanders. Maybe there is some matchup it doesn't do POAs, that's the only difference, but most of the time Mengsk is a ground commander. For example, this is very different from Dehaka, because Dehaka, depending on the build, sometimes he goes ground, sometimes he goes air. So yeah, it's it's different. Yeah. But some commanders, Nova also have often different builds. Sometimes he go ground, sometimes he go air. But most of the time, yeah, there are some commanders who tends to have similar build versus all commanders. So this is always good news for me. Will you build Probius? Of course. I don't even know if I already built it. How do you do it? I don't know. I think you have to build one of each hero. That's right. I don't know how to build it, to be honest. Please enlighten me. Oh fuck, I'm pushed it. I'm not sure. Yeah, sometimes I go air versus Mengsk. But it's a good question. You go air? He goes versus Mengsk. And you?
Not enough.
I have difficulty typing. Probius only show up when you build every hero. I say it's very rare that I do every hero as Phoenix. I think Caldalis is really niche. Okay, then I might go full ground if he goes full air. Oh, did I advertise? No, I didn't. I might stay on the ground, but sometimes I like to really do an air transition versus Mengsk. But maybe if he doesn't, if he go full air, that's for me. That's another reason to go ground. What will be third? Okay. And versus what we said, Alarak. Okay. No, that was for two legionnaires. The speed, come on, Basilic. You'll be better than that. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I really like to go scouts into either Warbringer, because if you have a lot of scouts, first of all, as weird as it sounds, Mengsk is not that good versus mass air unit, and it allows you to do color side. Okay. This guy is doing Aegis for some reason. I'm not sure why, to be honest. Okay. This will help me to tank so versus the Aegis and stuff like this. So my emo will do my emo I have a ton of DPS versus Mengsk, and here he doesn't have links or anything to do. Ooh, fuck. Now I'm kind of forced to do scouts. But it's technically he will push you with his rate into that, so I'm not that much in a bad shape. Funny, it's rank 2 already. Okay, maybe I go back to this. And of course scout because I have no choice. Just in case we are pushing, so I shouldn't be fighting it too much, but it would be, but here we have Tertial Arak, they're attacking, so we don't know. If I want to play safe, I need scouts. From scouts. This upgrade is more useful when you're fighting air than when you're fighting ground. It's probably not worth it for 4 scouts if you're fighting ground, but for air I think range is pretty nice. This is a scary unit, and it's actually very, very good. I mean, if I were Mengsk and I would be fighting Phoenix, I would always go for Pride. Pride is by far the most useful units. Oh shit! The most useful units versus. Pride is by far the most useful unit versus Phoenix, and the fact my opponent went for Pride shows that it's a good player. End of the story. Because for some obvious reasons, scouts are okay-ish versus Pride early game, but the problem is that the AoE of the Yamato can kill a fuck ton of scouts. Can kill a fuck ton of scouts, and that's problematic. The more we go into the late game, the more Pride is a problem. And when you have 2 or 3 Prides, there is not much you can do. He will be number 3, he'll be number 2, because I don't use control group. Oops. And this guy is microing, if I'm not mistaken, so nice from him. But the build of the second Mengsk, on the other hand, is very bad. I don't understand him. I mean, this guy is fighting Bass Air, and he's doing tanks and Aegis Guard. I don't really understand it. The Mojo will help me. Here now, Mojo is really an anti-air, so you should do it mostly versus ground. And end of the story. So whenever you're fighting air, don't forget to do your Mojo pretty early. Here I did it after 4 scouts, I think. I wouldn't do it after. When you play Mengsk, it's always Pride Month. Yeah, and that sounds counterintuitive to me, because I've never heard Mengsk talking about Pride or anything related to sexuality. But if I'm picturing him talking about that, I would guess that he's more on the conservative side. And for some reason, yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that? Is Mengsk conservative? Is Mengsk conservative? And would you vote for him? Good question. Maybe gas? I think there are... I mean, on one hand, I want to finish this game quick, because the more we go into the late game, the more my Mengsk will be problematic, even though the second Mengsk is not very good. And the Alarak is probably not very good neither because I haven't seen any Ascendant yet. And that's very important to do that versus... Did I forget my emoji upgrade? I think I did. And that's bad because it's very important. If I have enough, maybe I can go back to this one if I have enough anti-air. But the second pride might be coming soon, and then that might be problematic for me. I really want to end this. Do I need some upgrade? How many do I have? GG. Okay, GG. Nice. We finished it. We finished it. Okay. I learned that Mengsk is very different from StarCraft 2 to StarCraft 1 to StarCraft 2. Is there a Mengsk in StarCraft 1? Come on, what? Is that a joke? I don't get it. I don't think Mengsk become emperor so that you'd have to win an election. I don't think Mengsk became emperor. Yeah. Yeah, I think if there is an election about Mengsk, he will have like a 100% win rate, approbation. That's how I see him. Like Putin-like results. Suspiciously high, that's how I picture it. Suspiciously high approbation. In StarCraft 1 you helped Mengsk overthrow the Terran government? Really? Dude, I'm so bad at StarCraft lore. I'm so bad. I'm ashamed. I don't know why. I cannot explain why. I can't explain why because I've played StarCraft 1 back in the time. But I always thought the StarCraft story was kind of confusing. And I never really took the patience to really get it. I don't know. I never got into it. I can't explain why. StarCraft 2 campaign stream when? I've never been a campaign guy. I'm not into the lore, I'm not into the campaign, I don't know. I don't know. I never had too much fun doing that. And even though I think I bought all 3 extensions, I only did the Terran campaign in completely. We have a Phoenix Mid, a Swan here. I'll play some Dehaka. So that we have a lizard in play. Let's go. Let's advertise a bit and yeah. I could play random, I guess. No blacklists. Wednesday, no blacklists. Which means we have a Tiger's 3rd position. Which means stop your bullshit, something like this. Something in that vicinity, I would say. So Azaka, I know I can safely open with a couple Hydra. It's good in all matchups. We have a Nova mid, which might be, depending on what he does. It's a Nova versus Phoenix. Nova versus Phoenix. So Nova could go like Raven Banshees in the matchup, which are 2 units that are kind of annoying for me. So I will and two units that can prevent me to do too much Hydra. So I will keep it light on the Hydra until I know who I will be facing, and I'll try to not do too many of them just because I know I will be pushing into a Nova that might be going Banshee Raven. It also of course depends what Phoenix will do. Phoenix often go full air versus Nova, or almost air heavy, at least late game. And if that is the case, Nova will go Goliath, and in this case I don't fear the Nova's air that much. But yeah, there are different playstyles as Phoenix, so maybe I will add a couple, maybe like this, one more, I don't know, maybe one more Hydra, so that we have a nice kind of concave. I do the Hydra upgrade and I do the tier 2, and let's go. Flare, but it's the same with me and Fallout. I found it interesting, and all that robot stuff and the ghouls are cool, but I can't get into the game. Yeah, but this then for Fallout you're objectively wrong. I don't know, I love this series. I think we talked about it already. I said, what is this? Is it mine? I'm versus Rawak? Yes. Okay. We talked about it already. I think we talked about Fallout 4, which is a game I liked a lot, and you said you couldn't get into it, and for me I was surprised because Fallout 4 is pretty fast paced. I can understand that usually the most appreciated Fallout, the two most popular Fallout games are probably the old ones like New Vega and Fallout 3, and I haven't played New Vega, but it's very slow paced, but Fallout 3 is very slow paced, and I think Fallout 4 I don't know, I love this game so much that I cannot really understand. Here the mechanical curve will also help me versus the leaks, and to push into my wave. I mean, there is no leaks yet. Oh yeah, I should do detection actually, I forgot. Okay, well up. I will up, and if I can eat that shit. Okay. And the lockers will not be very, very good to push into the Marines, but Fallout 4 is so weird. You have to rescue your baby, but all game it's more about the robots and their rights and stuff instead of the baby. True. But I would say it's the robots and the right is. I mean, this game is what 10 years old, even more. And the questions it raises are so modern with the rise of the AI. I don't know. What the fuck was it? Okay, it's okay. So this little Havoc here is really nice for me to eat because it's really annoying for me. It's really the Havoc with the 15% damage reduction, if not 30 if he upgraded it. I didn't check if I don't know if you can know if he upgraded it. But it's really annoying for me to kill my Haka very quickly, so if I can eat it, it's very, very convenient for me. Especially considering he has only one and he upgraded it a lot, so it's a lot of value that I'm eating every time. And of course it gives me some bonus. Okay. But can we at least agree that Valentine is the best character? Valentine, yeah, Valentine is the ghoul, right? Yes. I hardly remember. To be honest, I played Fallout 4 a long time ago. So to push into Nova now. Okay, this guy going air. Now I have to think a bit, maybe. What do I do? Because as I explained, I cannot do too many Hydra. I might need more anti-air. But then to push into that, I might just do Mass Muta. It might be a good idea. It might be just a good idea to go Mass Muta. Mass Muta is always difficult for Nova to to counter. And as I explained before, some Phoenix go full air versus Nova. This one doesn't, so it might be even more annoying for him to deal with my Mutalix. The Goliath are just suboptimal versus the Mutas. So I think here it's a good decision.
Research complete.
At least it's one of the good decisions I can do. I would put it like this. Oh, he goes all upgrades on all outlaws. I haven't checked what the Tychus is doing,
Research complete.
to be honest. So apparently here we could argue that eating a destroyers is better. If I eat the destroyers will focus my Dehaka, and destroyers have a lot of value. I could also here do Creeper Horse. Creeper Horse that will be probably also more safe to push into. I mean, technically his army is full anti-air. I don't know. Now I did Mudas, so I want to and upgraded them, so I will commit a bit to it. But maybe Creeper was better and more solid to push into that stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Debatable. 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 At least. Wow, this is so fancy. I'm not doing the anti-air upgrades because by the time I arrive at this point, the air is almost gone. And it's not worth it to pay that manual for just killing a couple destroyers that will be dead anyway very, very soon. See, I eat one now. Yeah, here I'm not sure. Maybe the creepers would have been better, to be honest. Maybe the creepers would have been better. But technically, you could say that Mamuta are not very good to push into Nova, but you could also say that what it forces Nova to do, aka Marines, are extremely bad versus his wave. So technically, it's helping a lot. NGT. There is an ascendant in the mix. There is an ascendant in the mix. Oh yeah, you're right. If you want some psionic in Yoshi diet, yeah, I didn't see it. Maybe did I missed it? Maybe I missed it. Of course, eating the ascendant is better than destroyers. It's more expensive and it's psionic, and it has more potential to do damage to my army. Do we play random? Random the blacklist? I feel always how do you say? Always pride to I'm always proud when I do that. But if you want me to play something specific, please go ahead and ask for it. I'll be happy to play anything. What the fuck? Is there an advertising again? I thought it was disabled midstream. Did it change the... now I cannot. Wow. I'm compulsory. Now I cannot have 0 advertising after the start. Dude. Okay, I'm Tychus. I missed the start of my so I will advertise so that it's done. Let's start with Tychus. Oh shit, shit. Go, 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 go. So we have a Manx mid, we have a Artanis third lane, if I'm not mistaken. Artanis versus Swan. So he might go straight to tier 2, I'm not sure. Or not. We don't know. And I'll be pushing with Tychus. So I don't know who I'm facing. I'm facing Carax. So versus Carax, I like to open Cannonball, even if there is a lot of I need a shit ton of I need to see a shit ton of Sentinel to open Blaze, because I'm too scared of his annihilators. But of course, if he do too many, if he does too many Sentinel, I'm forced to do Blaze, and there is no question about that. But I prefer to do it too late than too early, because if he does just 5 or 6 Sentinel and then he forces Blaze and then he goes only annihilators, I'm kind of screwed. So I prefer to be conservative and start with a Cannonball. And if I see he commits to did he get stunned? Yes. And if I see he does really too many Sentinel, I will go to Blaze. But here there's not that many Sentinels. And you see it goes perfectly well. So salut. And of course Cannonball are also very nice to push into Mengsk. Cannonball is a very good unit versus Mengsk. Cannonball and Kevin are two very good units versus Mengsk in general. Oh dude, we're pushing hard. We're pushing hard now. And Archons? Oh shit, Archons. Why do you do Archons? Oh, Archons will be very, very bad versus the RS. And we have a level 3 laser, which is very good. You could play Abathur next and teach me how about Leviathan and Brutalisk. Hey, you decide the commander, not the strategy. So, for the records, we can play Abathur next game. But Flair, you always amaze me how you often, to me, you're the friends I have who is the most likely to decide his strategy before knowing the matchup. Like, you're the only person I see who often says, hey, I'll be playing that. I'm playing that race and I'll be playing that strategy, whatever he does.
Research complete.
I'll do a second Cannonball to play safe, but I could also do other stuff. Here I could have added instead of the second Cannonball a Kevin. Very nice to push into Mengsk, and very nice to versus my own wave. Even a Sam, but Sam is more risky because Sam can get sniped
Research.
more easily by cannonballs, by annihilators. So I played the safest way. I've played the safest by doing a second cannonball. And here we go. Since I have extra money, I will do this. For 2 cannonball plus 2 revive, that's a lot of HP. Technically, I bought 1000 HP more with that upgrade, because there is a 2.500 2 time per So it's maybe not extremely worth it, but it's kind of worth it. And as I had the money, it's perfectly fine. And now I really need a Kev and a Nikara also. But I think I'll start with the Kev because I want to rush the Nexus now. I want to play a bit more aggressively. Yeah. Okay. And Kevin helping me with the tank versus the tank also. Nice wave. And let's go aggressive. Kevin also benefits a bit from the upgrades. I mean HP upgrades, so it's nice. And now I need a Nikara. I said teach, not use them. What do you mean? How can I teach by not without using them? Before I play, I always think about what unit is cool, so I pick that commander then. So you do the other way around. You first choose the units. Okay. Wow. Sky Furies for some reason. Sky Furies are a weird choice in this situation, I won't lie. Dude, I want to do another Kev, but I know I should do a Nikara at this point, but dude, I want another Kev. I want to bust that bunker and those Sky Furies. And all those armored unit banks Kaz. And I feel I have the cannonball to really then I forgot to use my to protect my units. That's why I play so much Sukkot. I've hoped that my enemies allow me to mass bunkers. Bunkers are cool, and it's true that when you can do mass bunkers, in the matchup when you can do mass bunkers, usually Sukkot performs pretty well, especially early game, of course. Stop focus, my emo swan. I think now we kill the Nexus. Ares. All-purpose attacker. Yes. Ares is one of the most versatile units of the game. I won't deny that. I won't deny that. GG. GG well played. 8-minute game. Not bad. But for me, it's considered as the favorite matchup. And the Manx was really bad. Let's go. It's already 10 o'clock. We're playing again against Prince Ludo. I'll be right back. Okay, let's go. Let's go, guys. Okay, Abathur versus maybe Horner. It could also be Swan with a skin. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's either Swan, either Horner. It's two different builds, so I won't commit too much into anything. Versus Horner, I like Mutas. Versus Swan, I don't like Muta a lot. Even though I could do a couple. Versus Swan, it's still okay. The problem, of course, versus Swan are the vessels. I cannot overcommit to them. They do AoE versus the air. It's pretty annoying. Can I open maybe a Storm Host? That would be good versus 2, I guess. Ah, fuck, I did it too late. So. Leviathan should be good versus Horner because it's tagless. But I'm just saying. Yeah, I know Flare. I know you had yeah, it's Horner. I know you whatever I would be facing, you would I'm sure you would have pushed me into either Leviathan or Brutalis just because they are cool units and you're very influential and biased toward cool units. But I might do Leviathan late game, but I will start with I mean, for me, I see no reason to not go early Muta. It's just too good. Too good versus it's just too good versus Horner. It's just too good. Okay. So of course I will need to be aware of mines, and if I see mines I might need to work on my positioning. This upgrade is useless now if I don't push the bunker. So I won't do it unless I push the bunker, but I might be pushing the bunker already right now actually. Let's see, because the mines, Horner mines, will prevent me to push the bunker for a long time. So let's see what they do. Look, yeah, you see. So the armored units are not very good. So poor Swan. Here Terror build is not the best build versus Swan, but I think Pew is saying that because Swan has a lot of difficulty dealing with Ares and some Hellbats on the ground. Do I do already my detection just in case maybe? I took my second cast because with my build I know I will have a lot of difficulty to push into the turrets here. And we're unlikely to push early. This one is doing a weird build, and now the mines. So I was right to do the detection. So versus mines, I can first of all put my biomass unit in front, then rework a bit my positioning. And maybe also add Guardians and Leviathan later. But as long as I can handle with positioning, I think I'm fine. I have no need to rush other units than he does. I can just deal with a significant amount of mine before I'm forced to do something else. Of course, the cells will help me. There's a lot of mines here, so I might be forced to do other stuff. Oh fuck! Ah fuck! Too late, dude. That was the slowest reaction time in my whole life. Biomass mutants are good versus mines. Those tanks a lot of stuff. And Abathur's Muta are so cheap that I can afford. When you're having a Kerrigan's mutable, the Muta are so expensive that doing like those Muta here are just to gain time. Basically, they come one by one, and then this is the bulk of the DPS. But as Kerrigan, if I would just do like 5 Muta that are kind of useless like those ones, it's pretty expensive. Up. Nice. To push into Forazun, a bit more annoying, but I'm forcing Corsairs, technically. And here that might be also another good reason to go Leviathan, so Flare, you will be happy. I will go Leviathan now. Maybe some upgrade first? I don't know. Probably some upgrade first. There's a few ways to deal with Widowmine. Personally, I like Ravager's Bite. Oh yeah, that's very good also. And Ravager's also very versatile, and they help you with a lot of different types and leaks and stuff. But here I think that Leviathan might be nice too, right? Because to push into that Fora, it would be very, very nice. But here just the DPS of the Muta will help me to kill the game, to close the game pretty fast. But I agree, and Ravagers are very useful in the matchup in general, and even later if he convert to BCs, I mean they are useful. You can snipe them. But early game the Mutas are king. I like to really do the Mutas until I cannot do them anymore, basically. And it's a bit different also if you're pushing or if you're being pushed. The more you're being pushed, the more you have to transition to something else, because you can fight mine with good meta positioning, but if you have leaks, your meta positioning gets screwed, and the meta tend to like clump up all together before your wave arrive, and then the mine arrive and kill everything. So the more you have leaks, the more you're forced to do something else. The more you're pushing, the more you can get away with mutas for a long time. And what is nice as a battle, of course, is that you can always like convert the muta to something else. So if you can like commit to mutas without like being really committed to it, because you can always convert them into other air stuff that is also useful versus honor, like Divers, Guardians, and Leviathan. But yeah, if I was being pushed last game, I would have do other stuff like either Leviathan, either Ravager, either Guardians, either I don't know. Yeah, probably Biles is the safest here. Yeah, probably. Did I pick? No, I forgot to pick. So do I do random, or do I just wait myself for random, or do I just pick? What do I do? We are playing with Stukov here, Theotor as a Stukov, and Pew Pew as Alarak. Stukov, Alarak. Do I pick some Protoss? I could pick some Protoss because Protosses are fun, and Protosses are OP. Let's advertise the stream, even though our poor opponent Princedo, which is its fourth game in a row versus us, he's playing with random, so respect to him. He is not getting discouraged. Zert TV gotcha. And we're playing Horner again. Maybe no, that's mid lane. Actually. No, that's mine. That's mine. I think that was mine. So I'm playing versus either Horner again. Shit, I forgot to. Either a Swan. Is it the same guy as before? No, I don't think so. Gotcha. No, it's not the same guy. We have a Zerg versus Zerg mid lane. I will see if Theotor knows how to play it. There is clearly good build and bad build that you can use in mirrors. To me, there is only one good build, which is, and we have a Larak versus Swan, which is a difficult matchup for him. For him, so I might be expecting some air leaks. Luckily for me, I'm going air anyway versus that. If it's confirmed that it's especially if it's confirmed that it's Horner. If it's a Swan, I'm not going air, on at least not mostly air, and that would be more annoying for me. But here it's a Horner, we can see that. So good news for me. So even if my ally here, Alarak, have some struggle with the, especially early game for him, it's very hard until he hits a critical amount of mothership. He might like struggle a lot depending on my characters, what my character does. So I'm really, so it's a good news for me that
Upgrade complete.
I go with air. Very luckily for me, I will build back since we probably get pushed early. I went for early tier 3, which makes me weak early game, so I'll build back so that maybe we can stack them at the bunker here. The range that I just researched will help me potentially to stack more at the bunker. Even though right now we're pushing, he goes for some weird shit. Maybe this is a bait. He did only one, he didn't upgraded it, so this is a bait. And now I'm revealing to my opponents. My opponent, I now understand that he's versus Farazun. He's probably shitting in his pants. He's very scared of me. Oh my god, he's already air. He's already tier 3. I need to transition. I hope for him that he's already tier 2 because he needs his tier 2 to fight the air. I mean, I don't think he has any units that is tier 1 that can shoot air. I mean, his Reapers can shoot air, but they need the tier 2 upgrade to do that. So I hope for him that he's tier 2. Usually a good Honor will go early tier 2 just for that, because he knows that tier 1 he's kind of not useless, but he tends to be unable to deal with air early game. This Carax goes straight to air, which is a good answer as Carax. Pew Pew goes some War Prison, which is nice to gain some tempo early game, because if he goes straight to Mothership, it's good, but it means that he would be very, very weak early game. The War Prison are not that good versus Carax, but it helps really to win some tempo, and if he it allows him to just not lose the first 5 minutes of the game straight away. Now my opponent was tier 2, so he went for the early Deimos Viking. So versus Deimos Viking, it's important, and especially if he adds a Thea's Raven to tanks, it's important that I do those shits, the Corsairs, both to take the to tank for the bonus damage that the Vikings does versus Armored with their ability, and also to kill the Tires Raven a bit more faster. I will just make sure that I'll use all my Dark Pallon on the Void Rays, because Dark Pallon Void Rays are extremely strong. Dark Pallon don't only give me range, but it gives me cloaks, and cloaks give me this wonderful upgrade. Wonderful upgrade, plus 15% damage when cloaked, and cloak plus 15% damage, plus 15% DPS. So and he goes for Apo, which is, I think, was the right answer in Stukov versus Stukov. It's the best way to do it. So right now I have only one Corsair. Will it be enough? But my ally are pushing for me, so they kind of, my ally are really useful for me, because they are making him waste his abilities on other units. So, and I have only one Corsair, as you can see. I need to check up the armor upgrades. Okay, it's fine. Because, and of course it will not be very fuck. Unfortunately, here it's hard for me to force them to force my Void Rays to focus on. Look at this Apo. It's destroying him. You have to imagine that Theotor is tier 3, and even though he invested so much into tier 3, he's still beating his opponent just because Apo are so good versus. And look at this micro back. He's microing back so they can help him, his ally, aka Pew Pew, to fight versus his wave with the anti-air. Look at this blink back. It's wonderful. So here I won't research cloak, because I want my Corsairs to stay visible, because I want my cursor to be targeted. The disruption web on the ground is not useful neither, not at this point. You can see as the Corsairs get targeted. And maybe look at the still no upgrades. Here I could kill the... I could kill... I have a hole that I can use. I'm not sure who. Technically, I should do it for the Apo. It's what they it's where I have the most AoE in the ground. But the Apo are so good versus his own wave. He's ripping his wave so hard that I don't see any use of using it on the for the Apo. So to be honest, so I don't know.
Complete.
So I'm not sure what the fuck is our ally doing. Yeah, Prince Ludo here. I mean, he was pretty good the last games I played versus him, but here I think he really did a mistake in the Stukov versus Stukov. You shouldn't go Marines or Bunker in the matchup. At least it's my opinion. It's just too hard countered by the Apocalypse, in my opinion. Here, unfortunately for me, it's pretty hard to push into Stukov with those Void Dreads. Very bad versus the Marines, and of course the range of the Vikings allows him to stack, and it's pretty hard for me to push into that. I could add some either Oracles, either Shadow Guards to deal with the ground. Technically, Oracles are better. And the disruption web will also
Research complete.
look at does he have armor? Yes, he upgraded armor, very nice. It makes him basically almost invincible versus Marines. Look at this, 7 armor. It means it takes the minimum damage from any Marines, and the minimum damage in this game is more or less 0.5 if I'm not mistaken. Look at this. 6 damage per shot, so it does the minimum amount of damage, and the minimum amount of damage is 0.5, I think. Tell me if I'm wrong in the chat. I'm pretty sure this is it.
Not enough minerals.
I should put a bit my unit here. Oracles and Corsairs are need to be spread, and this is I didn't even use my hole here. I think we win now. Dude, nice and fast from my ally. This is GG. We close the game in less than 9 minutes. But yes, this Stukov made a mistake, and this Kiarax is actually good. I mean, his build is okay-ish. He went air versus Alarak, with, in my opinion, is a good choice. And my Honor also had a decent build. Maybe he could have used the Mines are good versus Forazon, but other than that, in general, I mean, his build was not like stupid. He went for Viking and some Ravens versus me, which makes sense in my opinion. Random the blacklist. Otherwise, my advertising is wrong. Remind me if I forgot to set it up. I always forgot. It's a shame that I don't have with this account. It's a new account I made, so I don't have the Carbot. I really like the Carbot portrait. I need to play I think you need to reach level 50 to have the one I like the most, which is the Zerg Carbot. Where is it? I don't know. So I'm stuck with Rainer. And we're playing against Prince Ludo again. Widowmine are too unreliable in my opinion. A single unit leaking can be enough to waste their shots and leave Honor completely helpless. So you're talking, sorry, I missed your, I'm not sure how old is your message. Are you talking about about Honor versus Frozen matchups? Hey John. I guess you're not talking about versus Abathur. It's, the conversation is too old. I'm not an expert on Honor versus how to play Honor versus Horizon, so I will believe you on that. Thank you, Flair. Just responding to you mentioned about mine being an option versus Horizon. Okay, yeah, okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't have a strong opinion on that. I'm not really that strong versus. But I guess late game, if versus Mass Air is like, yo, I'm Prince Ludo. You can let me win one game. Hey, hello, Prince Ludo. Okay, so I'm the Haka, and I'm playing Worst to Rainer. Mid to late game it is okay, but early game it's very risky. Okay, good to know. I believe you honestly. Honor is probably my worst commander. But yeah, I guess at some point, Forazun has so much air that you kind of need to, and for you it's a hard matchup. Good luck, have fun, of course. Good luck, have fun. So versus Alarak, versus Alarak. I'm kind of scared of the late game. Phoenix. So Phoenix is a difficult matchup for Rainer, but most Phoenix have no idea how to play it, so we might be safe. The one I hit the most, yeah, it's a very difficult for Rainer. Rainer has a lot of trouble dealing with Phoenix's air, but most Phoenix have no idea about it, so let's hope for the best. And here we have a Tychus. So Rainer versus Tychus should be Rainer favored at least early game. Late game it tend to reverse. But again, a lot of Rainer doesn't know how to play versus Tychus, even though I would say this is a bit more air. Most Rainers do okay. Okay, my Alarak is already level 2. I can push a bit Alarak with some Hydra. I just want to overcommit to them because of the wave and the AoE he can have late game with his Ascendants. He will be beating me right now. Unfortunately, Territory is going for benches, which is very nice to deal with the leaks he might have early game. For Alarak, benches are always annoying. And of course, for Tychus, it's also very annoying. It forces him into going tier 2, it forces him into going Nekara or any kind of detection, which is extremely costly for Tychus, and especially for just one or two benches like this. And then you can see he goes Marauders, which is probably the best unit versus Tychus. I mean, some Verbats are good, but are often... Ooh, shit, that hurts. But it's often overrated. Toto reminding his ally that he should... Oh fuck, he goes Ascendant. So this guy knows how to play. Very, very, very scary for me. Very, very scary. Of course, early game, it's never strong. And to push into Tychus, my Devo will be kind of useless. And he goes for a serious, very predictable, and very bad versus the Marauders, of course. So good anticipation from my ally, Theotor, who kind of went for the perfect counter. Do I need a jump? I think I will do without the... Oh shit. He went straight for BC, that's actually nice. Hey, what are you doing here? Oops. Ooh, nice. That, when going for BC first is a really safe opening versus Phoenix, I would say. It's not the only opening possible, but it's a safe one because it protects you against any kind of air. And here I would say it's very smart because it's also extremely annoying for Alarak and for Tychus. Especially that here the Banshee build was kind of a bait. So it gives an air dimension to our push. And this Phoenix is going to for an air build, which is actually pretty smart. I would say it's a good. It's probably a good decision from Phoenix, and it's a counter to BCs, of course. I would want to eat that Ascendant if I can. Oh fuck! I rolled too early. Here I can eat it, but I need to be careful because I really need to roar in time for the Ascendant. Here I don't have anything to eat. Mid to late game in that. We can fight trainer Banshees with tier 1 Tychus. Yes, with what? How can you detect it? Only detection Tychus I know is the Blaze tier 1, but I don't think Blaze detect Banshee, do they? I'm not sure, to be honest. And he's going for the full air build. Oh fuck, yes, I think it's fine. So here... Ah fuck! I'm happy he doesn't do a second Ascendant because only one I can deal with it, it's fine. It's the second one that is problematic. I mean, one I can eat it. Okay. Nux Purple Storm. Oh yeah, right. But Nux for 2 Banshees, dude, that's costly. Especially if they are spreaded. So the more lurkers, the more impalers, the more I will be able to push into the next wave. I could add a couple of those. A couple of links actually. I always like a couple of links versus Alarak. It's good. I forgot to use my turrets. It's very bad. Boom! Look at those Yamato blinking back. He's on fire. This Ascendant is it ranking up? I don't know. Here my Devour completely is useless. Maybe I shouldn't have taken up to Devour level 2. The jump would have probably be more useful. What about your thought about the Haka links? Good or bad? I love them, and I mean, it's obviously very rarely good to do a lot of them. But what I like about them is that they don't need any upgrade to be powerful. They don't have any upgrade, and of their other links, I mean, Meng's link is the same situation, but Zagara and Kerrigan's links are much stronger than my links, technically, but they need a lot of upgrade to work. Here you can just do a couple. They are very tanky and very powerful, and they don't need any upgrade, so just doing a couple is really bad. And I would say in most matchups, just doing at least a couple is always good, or almost always good. But yeah, not always, but you know what I mean. Arrow a bit too early. Yeah. And it's very early a very bad decision in my opinion. Here I need a bit more frontline. Here I need to balance between frontline and lurkers. Lurkers are the DPS and frontline for the... I think I can do one more. Okay, thought adding more marines. And... Faculty team. Leading the game, my unit here stacking. Oh, Wrathwalkers, that's scary. And that blink forward, will he be able to snipe what the Wrathwalkers? Oh yeah, he's trying to snipe the Wrathwalkers, which is probably more safe because Wrathwalkers stacking at the Nexus here is very scary. I did two Swarmhosts. Swarmhosts are kind of nice. Swarmhosts and Links are kind of nice to tank for the Wrathwalkers, but it's still pretty scary. Right now I'm pushing into Tychus, so Nexus, nice to yeah, I rarely do more than that amount of links. And the Vikings dealing with the air. And now, bam! Blink forward and sniping the Nexus. Will it be enough? Will it be enough? No, it won't. Dude, it won't. But we are close to it. I'm scared of this Wrathwalker stack. I should maybe do more hosts. Hosts will be good to tank for Tychus and for Wrathwalkers. Never overcommit to hosts versus Tychus, but a couple is always nice. Never overcommit to them for two reasons. First of all, it can help him stack, especially if he has Nikera. And second of all, late game versus with a tier 3 Blaze, they tend to just be too strong against them. But doing like 4 of them like this can be very good. I forgot to use my turret because I'm bad. I will do the Fire Breath because Fire Breath is good. And it also stacking. Oh, nice snipe from my ally, and this is GG. I'll play. How much? I'm streaming since 1 hour and a half. I'll probably stream half an hour more, and then unfortunately I will go to bed. But I'm happy to be here streaming tonight. I tried to. I didn't stream a lot during the weekday those times lately, and yeah, you guys miss me. I missed you. I mean, in French, c'est the opposite. I always feel it's not always worth it to stream for like 1 hour. First of all, I don't always want to stream, and I often feel that it's not worth it to stream for 1 hour because, I mean, the time the people come, it takes at least half an hour for the people to realize I'm alive and to leave their whatever they do as a hobby to come and watch my stream. And as I don't have fixed schedule, yeah, I guess I cannot blame people for not being ready to come, to be ready and come whenever I start streaming. So I feel streaming for less than 2 hours is really not worth it most of the time. But I mean, technically, I shouldn't care about the viewer. I'm streaming for myself. To be proud of me. 1 hour is 3 games max. That's barely worth it to start playing. Yes. I love this guy. Really. How do we answer? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, there is a Kerrigan here. Blinking backward. I think Kerrigan is mid, right? Yes, mid. Dash back, don't jump. Yeah, good points. Jumping back makes you give you a speed boost, so it's better to dash back if you want to back. And I'm playing here versus Setman. Setman is not an easy matchup for me, but it's not like a counter, I would say, a hard counter. But a good Setman will always be a bit difficult for me. It might require some micro here. Gary will be stacking with my opponent. I hope I will be able to deal with him next game. Here Gary is pushing. Hopefully the turrets will deal with him. I spread a bit my my Void Rays to deal with any orbs. I'm versus Setman, that's right? Spy. I hope I didn't make any mistake. I hope I'm good versus yes. So there's two Gary in this game. There's two Setmans. So yeah, he wasted his orb here, but orbs is good versus me in general. And the more we go into the late game, the more the orbs are good versus me, because the more my air unit tend to stack together. Pushing with my Void Rays into Kerrigan will be kind of inefficient. So here I'm probably expecting Hydra. Probably. Usually it's what he answered to. He could also do Corruptors, technically. I would still do Shadow Guards. Shadow Guards are good versus the Hydra. I sometimes need to blink into them. But if you go Corruptors, of course they will be kind of useless, even though you could argue that Shadow Guards are always good. And here we have a Kerrigan, the wave mid, so I don't know. I don't see them being useless, and I don't see Kerrigan going full air anyway. I mean, he can go early game full air, but he will probably not, and if he does, it's not that good, so the Shadow Guards might be useful here. What does he do? Does he do Hydra? No. What does he do? What does he do? What does he do? Okay, here, blinking to the... Ah, couldn't. I will still do 2 because I think I can snipe the bunker next wave. 3. He might go also go fast Super Gary, in which case 3 Void Rays are not enough, even though I will have my 4th one next wave. I'm not sure 4 Void Rays, even well spread like this to avoid the orb, are enough to deal with Super Gary. I guess we'll find out. But as I don't see any Hydra, even though he saw my Void Rays, I'm really expecting, or at least I wouldn't be surprised if I see a Super Gary next wave. I need the range. Range is what makes the Void Rays very good. Here the bunker is almost dead. You can see Stukov infesting the bunker. Will it be enough to take it down? Will it be enough to take it down? Stukov Pew Pew is pushing in the bunker, and we see that indeed he went for Super Gary, which is not that bad versus me. I mean, it's a very useful unit, but usually alone without any links to feed him, it's not that strong. So I would have preferred that he went for at least other kind of unit next wave. My Hydra are here. I will blink into maybe up into the Kerrigan line. My Shadow Guards are very good to push into Kerrigan. So here, what do I do? Do I do some? I don't know. I feel like this would be enough to push into Kerrigan. I guess the oracles could be good. I guess now he's doing okay. I have a hole here. What can I use it for? Maybe for Zagara wave. Okay, here it would be very bad to hold because the link takes only 10 damage, so it's very yeah, he still uses his ability on it, but because he doesn't know what to use it on, it does no damage to Banelings. So my opponent is forced to use his orb against the Zagara. Here I will try to blink here. I don't know what happened, but it was bad. Maybe 2 disruption web would help me. It couldn't kill my Gary. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. Oh, Banes now. Need to add void. Okay. Can I do a good hold for my ally here? Let's see. I need to make sure that he hasn't used his. But here it's really bad for the whole. I think we will use it when we have. Oh shit! I need detection. I have detection. I guess we'll use the hold when Zagara will be able to push enough. Here, look at the I always have a look at the armor upgrade. I should actually build front, I think. Of going from Pew Pew. It's very difficult for me. My Virgil focused the wrong unit. I'm probably doing something wrong here, to be honest. I'm probably doing something wrong. Maybe I should use my Shadow Guard to snipe Kerrigan instead of. Although I don't feel they do that much versus the Hydra. Oh yeah, and I forgot to, the disruption web is also very important. Like this is better. I don't know, they died too fast. It just died too fast. And my Virgins are very bad at killing Kerrigan. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I need to upgrade from my air again. Here I'm not fast enough to kill my units. Going to the Hydra. Get how little damage I do to Kerrigan. Here he also have some AoE, but yeah, I still don't see a really good opportunity to use my hold here, so I don't know. I'll keep it for now. Until I see maybe a winning opportunity. Maybe if Izagir push enough, I mean once the front line of Lynx is done. But here I don't feel like it would do that much difference. Here with the tank, maybe. Whoever's here with the tank sieged. If they stay siege, versus Kerrigan, that would be very nice. Yeah, I think that's nice. It's a nice hole, I think. And it might bring us victory. Oops, the wave. That's annoying. Ah, the wave. Maybe the wave made the difference. I'm not sure we can win it now. Fuck, and my vision. Can win it? If we win it, it was a good hole by definition, right? And we don't win it. Super. I'm ashamed now. I just embarrassed myself on TV. I would suggest forming the Void Rays into 2 columns so they focus fire instead of spreading out their damage. Okay, yeah. Here. Okay, GG. Well played, bad game. I'm not sure how to... yeah, I mean, fair enough. He didn't enjoy it or find it interesting, it's his right, but he still say well played, so... that counts as good manner, I guess. Let's go. If you have any suggestion for me to play, please tell me what commander I should play. Just 1 second. Okay. I've been being reminded that I shouldn't go to bed too late. I'm about third, let's go. Zagara or Swan. Okay, sure. So I'll do one more game with Zagara or Swan. And then I'll probably call it the end of the day because it's late for me. And we all know Wem versus Stukov. We all know that I mean Zagara is a bit of a wild commander, but Swan usually go to. I'm pretty sure Swan in real life go to bed early. So versus Stukov, some Stukov, but it's very rare. It's very rare. Go full air. So I won't commit to anything right now. But usually versus Stukov, it's one of the matchups in which I like the Roach's biomass because they are so tanky. It kind of protects me against any kind of bunker play. Oh, second Stukov. Because of the armor of the Roaches, especially the biomass one. And it also protects me versus how do you call them? The volatiles are kind of annoying for me. And spreaded biomass roach are pretty good versus volatile. I mean, they're not pretty good, but they are tanking efficiently. Here I'm doing a lot of queens, but he hasn't committed to a lot of stuff, so I don't want to overcommit to anything. I'm tier 2, I'm playing safe. Wait a second to upgrades. I need to put my turrets. I'm kind of not overcommitting to anything I want to be able to react. But at this ground opening, I mean, a lot of upgrade for early you would argue, but these upgrades, I mean, technically that biomass roach is like 2 or 3 roaches, so it's like if I had more. And the armor upgrade is very useful. I mean, the roaches upgrade are very useful versus this commander. Okay, he goes bunker, so I know my build is not wrong. I could also go early Brutalis. That would like be something that Flair would appreciate, I think. Brutalis versus ground, but I don't see a lot of commitment from my opponent, so I still like to play how do you say, conservatively. What do? I would like to, if I want to play conservatively, I could also start a Ravager's prediction, Ravager Arcane of Use versus everything. It would also be nice to push into the next wave Mengsk. I should use actually my Ment, I'm always forgetting that. How to not get destroyed by Microde Apocalypse? Good question. Good question. Yeah, as a Abathur, it's one of the things that is really detrimental to you. Technically, with some spreaded Mutalisks, you can defend yourself decently. I see some benches here. No, fuck. Where's the... oh, fuck. I think I missed it. Okay, so detection... with some spreaded Muta, and I don't know, maybe Leviathan. Anything on the ground get countered. You can still do some damage with Ravagers, but late game the Apo would win. I think spreaded Muta is probably... and maybe Leviathan is probably the best counter. What do you think? What do you guys think? But Apocalypse are definitely one of the biggest threats to you. Wow, these guys stayed alive the whole time. Can I... Hey. What do? I think I will commit to that. I don't think it's a playable matchup. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a hardest counter in the game, but it's a very difficult one. And Apocalypse is definitely one of the units you have the difficult. That is very difficult to beat. Early game, I think it's fine with the Muta, but the more we go into the late game, the more it's become to be impossible because you cannot mass Muta in this matchup because of the how do you call them? Because of the libs, you can't mass Muta. So at some points, the Muta are not an answers. But if you biomass them and spread them, you can deal with a couple Apo. Bam, bam, bam. Ah, fuck. I go on with the Ravagers, I guess. Oh. And then I'll go for tier 3. If you build a single Guardians, you will make him go hard into libs. That's what happened in my matchup most of the time. Okay, can try. Technically I'm pushing into Max now, but Max can also make a bad reaction to Guardians. Do I have something I can pull from him? Not really. I think all his useful unit has died when I arrived, so I will not... I will do a single Guardians, so that Flare is happy. Vipers are really good, but also a pain to control if you are micro. Yeah, that's... To me, that's really what I struggle the most, and I'm a bad microer. And that's why I struggled the most with Abathur, because I guess microing Biles and Vipers are really both compulsory, and what really annoys me the most is that you have to micro them both at the same times, because technically you have to first micro the tongue. I mean, here there is no tongue that I... Shit. Here there are no really good tongues that I need to micro. That's that good point. But technically you have to first micro the tongues to pull back your allies. Then you have to micro your first salvo of Ravagers, and then you have to micro the clouds of the Vipers. And then you have to micro your Ravagers again. It's so much pain. What do I do? What did I win tier 3 for? I forgot. What did I win tier 3 for? Vipers? But let's say I want to train Vipers, so let's assume that I want to train my Viper micro. So technically, this is control group 2, 3, and this is control group 2. So I start with 3. I grab I don't know, the vessels, for example. Here, bam bam. Then the Salva offer. Then the Salva of Ravagers. And then here, I'm so embarrassed. Up. Yeah, it's bad. But the principle is that, of course, I'm bad with micro, so it's not supposed to go like this. Do I commit to Guardians now? I think it might be the time for a Guardian transition.
We require more minerals.
My gut feeling would be yeah, but it's messy. Yeah, I think technically, I think my gut feeling is saying it's telling me the same. My Guardians are stacking, so look at this. As long as your Guardian is stacking, it means it's a good unit, and maybe now some upgrades. And I think we have it. Did I advertise for the game? Yes, I did. For my stream, yes. Okay, I'll play one more game. I'll let you guys. Hey, hello Destiny. Yeah, you are arriving late, Destiny. You are arriving late. I'm playing one more game and then I'll go. But I think it was a nice session. I mean, it was a short one, but it was a nice session. What do I play, Zagara or Swan? I like to play Swan. Carax, I mean, too late. Too late. Kasha asked for. This might be a sniper? Or not? No. No, maybe not. But it's a good player. It seems to be a good player. You can consume when you spawn and do pull cloud bile. Yes, I agree. I think the Miko grows consume on spawn. Ah, yeah, I never do that. Yeah, I never do that, but that's a good idea. Yonk cloud bile. You have to predict where the enemy goes with the cloud. Oh. Carax for the end. I don't know which commander you dislike the most. I'm biased for Zagi, but I really don't mind that you pick. Ah, sorry. So I picked Swan, I think. Yeah, I picked Swan. I could have picked Carax, so that would have been. I'll start with the laser because laser OP. Propaganda time. He's talking about Mansk. He's not talking about me advertising for my channel, I guess. I'm playing versus Artanis. So it's one of the matchups I really like to go early tier 3. Maybe the second gas is a bit greedy. But tier 3 laser is very strong. It's not worth it to go per se, I think. But if I have a matchup in which I like to have tier 3 units like Thors or Ares, and here Ares are very good versus I can put my turrets. I already have revealed myself. Here Ares are very good. I mean, oops. So if it's one of the matchup I have a good reason to go tier 3, I'm really happy to go for that tier 3 laser. It really helps my ally a lot, and it doesn't seem that strong versus a single lane. It's not that good, but if you think about it, the fact it does damage versus all the lanes, it's extremely strong. Oops, sorry, I was checking my Discord. Swiss propaganda. Do you see yourself as a Swiss or French? Why would I see myself as French if I'm not French? Because I speak French? I don't know. I mean, I'm not really, how do you say, a nationalistic person. But yeah, I'm Swiss and I live in Switzerland. It's almost if I ask you if I know you're from Austria and I say, hey, do you see yourself as Austrian or German? There is almost no reason you would say German. If you're not German and you're Austrian. Okay, I'm tier 3, I have my Ares. On Hogwarts, I'm not very good versus Ares. They are better than other zealots in this game, because one of the strengths of the Ares is high base armor, but Hogwarts is one of the zealots that does a lot of damage per shot. I think it's 16 base, so 16 minus 3. The minus 3 doesn't do that much if you compare to any other kind of zealots who do, I don't remember, but it's, I think if I remember well, it's between usually 7 and 10 damage, so minus 3 when you're doing only 7 damage, it's like a big amount of damage reduction. So here, the armor is not that strong versus the Honor Guard, but it's not bad, I would say. It's not bad. I could add Hellbats, but I usually avoid them just because Phoenixes are good versus me in general. And I don't want to give him a good reason to go Phoenixes. It will be good versus my vessels. It will be good versus, it will lift my shit here. And one Phoenixes can lift two Hellbats, which is annoying for me. So usually I try to avoid to do Hellbats if I can. I can also go Thors if you do too many Hellbats, but I think for now it's okay. I'm losing, but by a very slight margin, and I think it's because I went for tier 3, and remember, I'm helping a lot my ally with my laser, so if I'm slightly losing, it's fine. Here, Theodore went for the early Mojo. Oops, what's happening? Early Mojo is nice to deal with Gary, but there is no Gary here. But even if there is no Gary, technically Mojo is... I mean, Mojo is an anti-air unit, but... So I'm not sure it really serve a purpose here. A scout would have been doing the same. Maybe he was just anticipating. But to push into Carax, it's kind of the leaks that is very annoying for Carax, especially Carax playing Manx. Because Carax playing Manx want to usually stay on the ground. He wants a lot of... It's a matchup in which he uses a lot of annihilators. So the fact this Phoenix is going full air is really a good strategic decision in my opinion. It's really forcing the wave he's pushing into to make stuff that is bad. Here my Artanis is shielding versus me, which will give him a slight edge, but as you see it's not enough. My allies are pushing, I myself be pushing, we are very good. And here the Banes are not that cost efficient versus me. You see the nice cloak coming, and Setman actually not reacting to it. Big mistakes, and now Setman realize he's facing full air, and that full air build will to push into. I could also do some Wraith myself to just push even stronger into the air, but I think the RS will do just as fine. Even though you could argue that, I mean, the problem of the RS of the Wraith is that they're not that good versus the Dragoon. But the more I push, the more the Dragoon will not be a threat. Here you can see them, but look at this RS almost timed out. I mean, it means it does its job. Whatever units you have, if you see them timing out, it means they have done their duty, they have fulfilled their mission, they have done a lot of damage, and they have been very annoying. But here I'm still fighting a lot of Dragoons, so I think I'll just commit to RS. I mean, I don't see any reason. I mean, I could do Thors, but they're not that good versus the wave I'm pushing into. RS are very good versus Swan in general, Setman in general. To be honest here, I'm not sure what to do else. I guess the more I push, the more some Wraith could be good, but here I could also add some Cyclones for the DPS, I guess.
Not enough minerals.
But Cyclones are... And with Cyclone I could also... Cyclones are might be a good idea too, yeah, I guess, because it's also good for Setman. I could snipe both the bunker, I could snipe Gary with it. And you know, RS are nice and tanky, but they don't have that crazy of a DPS, so sometimes they can act as a good front line, but at some point if you want to do damage, Cyclones are better. I'm not sure why he did Immortals here. To defend versus that, it's not even good. Yeah, here I guess I don't know, we don't push. I don't know, what do you guys think? What are you guys saying? Do you see that? I thought since Switzerland has a French part it's different. I would say not really.
Not enough minerals.
I don't know.
Not enough minerals.
Maybe everybody has a different opinion about that. But I like the fact you're like making conversation. And I think that was maybe one of the purpose. A lot of Dragoons here. So he does that transfer versus the air. I'll let the Cyclone on auto. That kind of... They have the same range as the RS. They're kind of dancing around. What do I do here? I don't know. Can I stack Vessel? Maybe I can stack Vessels just to tank a bit. Big boy coming next wave.
Research.
So he's talking. He's talking about the Pride, obviously. Pride very good against Carax, obviously. Especially this Carax who doesn't have any enough annihilators to snipe it. We can see a lot of detection here. He uses it to tank basically. This detection has a lot of HP. I never seen that many. To be honest, I never seen that many. So this gives me a lot of tankiness for my army. I don't know what is to build that. He think RS are armored. RS being light throws a lot of people off. Yeah, that's true. Maybe he,
Not enough minerals.
maybe that was his, yeah. But I mean, for his defense, it's used to be armored.
Research complete.
He thinks maybe. I think RS being light was a necessary change. Yes, I like this change, to be honest. I remember them being armored and there was literally no reason ever to build them. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I remember it too, and at least I wasn't using them at the time, and I don't think they had any interest. That's true. What to do to push into that? I could add also. I mean, technically, my vessel tanks. I could add some. I still don't see any. I still don't see any. Any Phoenix, and I think at this point they won't be hurting. I put my my Hellbat into the back so that they come a bit later into the fight. Let's see how it goes, but I don't want them to come too early into the fight. You can see here the air transition. Absolutely fantastic strategy by my ally here. I think the decision of Theotor going air is wonderful. The air of my the decision as is the decision of my ally to go POA, of course, the Skyrax, which is standard. And yeah, here my vessels are tanking. I mean, kind of, I'm not really tanking, they're still in the back, but it's still useful. And maybe this might be it. Hopefully.
Not enough minerals.
And probably some attack upgrade. Yeah, maybe not the most interesting character Setman Swan game. I'm not sure I did it right, to be honest. Tell me what would you have played this game differently? I'm not sure. I think my two allies here did a lot of great decision making from my build. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. You probably want Thors at this point. Yeah, maybe to push into for the Hydra to push into Zedman maybe versus the Lynx. It's not that good. The barrage will be good versus Dragoon and even Mecha Hydra. Yeah, true. If you can save them, that's true. GG's. I'll stop too. So please stay with me. I will read my friend Rafe. So please stay at least 5 minutes and say him a hello from me. And yeah, I will. I'm not sure if I stream tomorrow or not. Where is he? Is he streaming? Is he still he was streaming? Oh no, he's not still streaming. Okay, sorry. So I have no one to read. I'm sad. Thank you for coming. It was very nice. I had fun. I think RS and SCV was the right choice. You could soak up the and Sans Vessel. You could soak up the Setman Banelings. Yeah, maybe Thors would have been a good idea. I think for the input. I think it was fine like I did, but I get your point. So guys, thank you very much for being here tonight with me. I will put the VOD online and maybe see you soon. Good evening.